So we got two more new fragrances in compliments of one of my subscribers. You might have seen him in a bunch of live streams like Ross's live streams. His name is Josh, and so thank you to him. Without him, I wouldn't have had these. I was thinking about blind buying them a few days ago, and he said that he was going to send these decants to me. You guys would know they are in collaboration with Gents with Michael Malul. The two fragrances that we're going to be reviewing are Michael Malul West Loop and Michael Malul Edgewater. Again, both are with Gents. I knew I wanted to try them. I heard one of them smelled like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so I just got them in right now, and I'm going to be doing my first impressions on them. So without further ado, let's get it. What's going on, my great smelling dudes? Happy 2024. My name is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude. Thank you guys so much for joining me again for yet another first impression video where I'm going to be talking about two new fragrances that came out in collaboration with another reviewer. You guys know Ash from Gents. He does a lot of fragrances with Michael Malul from Jet Black Enigma, Jet Black the original, a couple other ones, Terra Nova, Blue Ridge, and now these two, which are Edgewater and West Loop. So again, thank you to Josh. He sent me these. I believe his last name is Ingenia. You guys probably seen him in a bunch of different, either on Instagram or on Ross's live streams, stuff like that. So thank you to him for sending these to me so I didn't have to blind buy them. I said I was going to buy them, and he was like, no, you might not want to blind buy them. Let me send them to you first. So that kind of scared me for a second, because he said they smelled like, well, he said one of them kind of smells like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And so that one is the one we're going to start with. Before we get into it, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And then comment below, let me know if you've tried these or if you're interested in trying them. We're going to start out with this one right here. It is Michael Malul's West Loop. So I guess I'll just spray it on my hand, right? Maybe one more. Alrighty. Huh. That is not what I had expected. Oh. You know what this reminds me of? This kind of smells like Allure Homme Eau de Toilette by Chanel. If you kind of replaced the peach with cinnamon. It has this kind of like creamy, almost vanillic sweetness with a little bit of an aromatic tone over it. I'm not sure what the aromatics are. It comes off maybe like a lavender clary sage mix or something like that, and then a little bit of a creamy woods as well. But it smells very similar in the realm, but a little bit more sweet and a little bit closer to a slight gourmand version of the original Allure Homme. Again, just doesn't have that fruitiness in it. It has that kind of cashy Allure Homme slash DNA, where it's kind of like that sweet white or that sweet floral mixed together with that kind of creamy backbone. Yeah, and then instead of peach, because there's no fruitiness to this, there might be a little bit in the background, but there's this nice spiced cinnamon. Oh, super nice. I really enjoy this. I actually quite enjoy this. There's a slight little bit of a florally edge. I know that there was rose in this. It's the only other thing I knew because I was kind of nervous that it was in there. It doesn't really come off like rose to me. It comes off maybe like a slight white floral on the background. But overall, this is kind of a sweet aromatic mixed together with kind of like a warm, creamy woods. Definitely a little bit of lavender or something in there. Very nicely blended with a little bit of the cinnamon spice. It has almost like a milky cinnamon texture, so I can see why he said it smelled a little bit like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So I'm going to put this one aside for now. Right now off the opening, I'm going to probably give that about like a 8, maybe 7.9, 8. Nothing that's mind-blowing, but it's also very good. I'm kind of glad I didn't blind buy it just because of the fact that I would like to get to know the fragrance a little bit more. And it's also very light, so I didn't want to spend $140 on something that might be not a great projector. But I'm going to do Edgewater here, and then we'll come back after about 30 minutes and tell you guys what the Drydown smell like. So now we're going to get into Michael Malul's Edgewater.
Edgewater is a neighborhood located on the far north side of Chicago. It began as a suburban enclave for the well-to-do in the late 1800s. Today, it's one of the most diverse community areas in the Windy City.
So, it's not coming out. There we go. Sometimes these decants stick. Okay. That's not what I was expecting either. So, Edgewater kind of... It's not my style, for sure. There's a crap ton of lavender in this. And a crap ton of a rinded grapefruit. And you know what it kind of reminds me of? There's something else in this. I don't know. There's a little bit of like a sweet and spicy tone to it. I don't know if it is that because I never seen that in fresh fragrances, but it kind of smells like saffron. But this opening is definitely dominant on that grapefruit. There's definitely like a rinded grapefruit. But it kind of reminds me of almost like a sweet and spicy version of Light Blue Forever. There's that kind of aromatic tone in the background, providing almost like a little bit of an earthy aromatic tone, mixed together with a little bit of this sweetness, almost a similar sweetness to this, but there is also a heavy dose of lavender. So if you're not somebody who likes a lot of lavender, a lot of that rinded grapefruit, Edgewater, this one so far in the opening, just based on this first like 15 seconds, it's the worst of the two. Is it bad? No, it still smells pretty good. It's an aromatic citrus fragrance with a little bit of a sweet and spicy tone. But it's very rinded grapefruit, very lavender heavy. It's like 75% rinded grapefruit and lavender and a little bit of this almost kind of warm and aromatic back tone that's below that already aromatic lavender. Yeah, not my favorite. Definitely not my favorite. We're going to see how that dries down. It kind of smells a little cheap. Not going to lie. Like lavender, then you'll probably like this. Because it's a lot of grapefruit and a lot of lavender. Yeah, there's not much else to say about that right now. So I'm going to see how they dry down. So 6 minutes into the video, I'm going to come back in about half hour, see if they dry down. I might wait a little bit longer or a little bit less, depending on if they dry down quicker. And again, I'll be right back. What's going on, guys? We are back. We are now into the dry down. It was about 25 minutes. It didn't take too long for both of them to dry down. I can tell you one got a lot better and one got a little bit better. So the one that got a lot better is the one that we talked about first and we're going to talk about again. That is Michael Malul's West Loop. And again, it's in compliments with Gents. And I got this from Josh. So thank you to Josh. I'll just mention that again. So in the opening, I really didn't get much of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. There was almost like this kind of like milky cinnamon quality, which would possibly lean people to say that. I understand that. And so I was kind of just giving it to him to say that. But it more smelled just like, almost like the dry down of a Allure Homme Eau de Toilette. If you smelled that, if you minus the peach and add in cinnamon, it was a sweet aromatic, a little bit of this like creamy warm woods, very nice, a little bit musky, and then you had a little bit of this nice cinnamon tone. Well, as it dried down, that cinnamon popped up. It's almost like a sandalwood or a cedar, but I'm thinking it's a sandalwood. That really just creeps in with a little bit of vanilla or tonka. Mix that together, it comes off a bit milky, like a milky sweet, almost vanillic cinnamon, which smells like a little bit like Cinnamon Toast Crunch mixed with the Allure Homme DNA. That's kind of what this smells like. And I'm digging it. It's light. It's light. That's the one drawback to this, is that it's light. And I just texted Josh and I looked at it and I said to him, I'm really happy that you sent me these because I really am not a huge fan of Edgewater. It's not bad, but I really like West Loop. I love the smell, but it's very light. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to buy a full bottle of this. And the whole telling factor of this is going to be, after a few wears, how long does it last? If I only get like 2 to 3 hours out of it, it's not a purchase for $140. But the scent is very nice. There's a little bit of a synthetic tone to it, as does a lot of Michael Malul fragrances. I have a few back there. Citizen Jack, Absolute, Terra Nova is the one that doesn't come off like that. Blue Ridge does come off a bit synthetic. But this one, legit, the opening smells like Allure Homme mixed with cinnamon. This Drydown is kind of like, almost like a milky cinnamon toast crunch with a little bit of like a vanilla and sandalwood almost. You have a slight aromatic tone in the background, and then you almost have like this semi-Chanel Allure Homme DNA just hiding underneath it that's more prominent in the opening. But if you like the Allure Homme line, you'd probably like this because it's kind of just like a little bit warmer version of it. You can wear this probably in any season. It's almost like in the realm of like a most wanted of when you can wear it. It's almost like an all-season wear, just during the warmer months, wear it at night. But yeah, that is West Loop. I'm going to say I really like that. I'm going to give it an 8.2. It all depends on the performance, though. Again, I'll give you that in a full review, or I'm going to give you that in a live stream, depending on what I decide to do. I don't like to do full reviews, usually on decants, but now we're moving into Edgewater. So Edgewater got better. Did it get a lot better? No. It's just I don't like grinded grapefruit. I don't like that kind of grapefruit at all. I didn't like Light Blue Forever. I didn't like Light Blue Italian Love at all. And that is kind of how the opening comes off to me. This is a lot, especially in the opening 15 to 20 minutes. It is a lot of grapefruit. It's a lot of lavender. As you dry down, though, it gets more clean and fresh and less of that grinded grapefruit. And it also dials down that lavender as well. You get a little bit of a woody tone, a little bit of the sweet and spiciness. I said there's almost like a saffron in it. It's very unique. That is where it kind of like throws that Light Blue Forever out the window. Doesn't smell like it anymore. At that point in time, it smells like a Michael Malul fragrance. It smells fresh. It smells clean. Is it anything that I would go out and say, hey, you need to buy this? I don't think so. I probably would spend 40 to 50 bucks on the fragrance. Probably nothing more than that. It's coming off like almost like a blue fragrance at this point in time. Slightly unique in that fact of what type of fresh blue it is, but it's an all-season fragrance. It's just not doing anything for me. There's nothing in this fragrance that just sparks any kind of enjoyment or any kind of wow. So Edgewater for me is just like kind of like a basic 7.5 to a 7. It's just kind of like middle of the road, doesn't smell bad. People will like it. The opening for me is just kind of like meh. Drydown is a little bit better, but still comes off like a 7 to a 7.5. There's nothing much else to say about that. Maybe it'll dry down a bit better, but at that point, I don't care. I'm already half hour in, and at this point in time, I would rather not wear it. It's nothing that's bad. My wife does not like it, but my wife does like West Loop. But you know what my wife said about West Loop? It kind of smells like other things that you have mixed together. And I said, yeah, I kind of agree with you. It's almost like if you sprayed like one spray of Spice Bomb Infrared, and then you sprayed Chanel Allure Homme or Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme kind of on top of it. It has this really nice DNA. It's just, it's very light. For this style of DNA, I would not have expected it to be this light. Right now, it's projecting about moderate. I'm going to have to see how it settles, though. So this one, I'll probably do a full review on. I'll probably do a full review on West Loop. But yeah, that's my review on it. So I'm going to give West Loop probably an 8.2, and I'm going to give Edgewater a final of a 7. Nothing crazy, but West Loop, that's the one. If you like kind of like that Allure Homme DNA, you kind of like that cinnamon, kind of milky, creamy woods. That is kind of what you get with the fragrance. It's very nice. I'm a stickler for performance over 2 to 3 hours, and this one doesn't. I'm not sure how much it's going to project. That's going to be an interesting thing to find. But let me know if you've tried these two, what you think about them. And again, I'll be back with another video. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Bye. Peace.